there a secret file out there somewhere?
I'll be going down to check it out.
I don't have a problem with it.
What? Hello, Edna.
Hi, how are you?
I guess it's just you and I. Good. How are things up north?
They're moving right along. It's summertime. You know what it's like.
Oh, God, yes.
Mm.
Been down here lately?
No, I avoid Bolton landing in the summertime. I can't
Oh,
get
that's-
through there.
That's unfortunate. We like those Hague dollars down here.
Oh, I'm
Our
sure.
Q2 has
Especially
started
this year.
So we're all set, Amanda?
live right now. And Nick, you do have a quorum present.
Okay, so I'm all set?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the July Finance Committee meeting to order. And with that, I would like a motion to approve the minutes of the prior committee's meetings. Supervisor
Stroud, I'll
Conover.
make that motion.
All right, seconded by Supervisor Conover. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? All right, with that, I'll entertain a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the action agenda, a request for transfer of funds as attached for our approval. We've all had a chance to look them over, so if someone would like to make that motion to approve the transfers.
I'll make that motion.
All right, Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. 2, request from the county treasurer. He has nothing. Mr. Swan, was there anything you wanted to update us on, or?
No, not right at the moment. I think we're fine.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, we'll go on to referral from the Human Services Committee, Countryside Adult Home. Oh, that one we don't need. All right, we'll go on to number 4, referrals from the Public Works Committee, DPW. A, request to close capital project number H392, Sunnyside Road Pavement Preservation, and return the remaining funds, estimated total of $41,653.22 to the funding source, budget code D9950910. Someone like to make that motion?
Kevin Gary will make the motion on 4A, B, and C.
All righty, A, B, and C. Sounds good. A second to that, Supervisor Conover. All right, any discussion on A, B, or C? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Carried. So we'll move on to D. Request to amend the county budget in the amount of $472.68 to reflect the receipt of an insurance recovery payment for a traffic sign repair. Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Strauss, seconded by Mr. Conover. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. E, request to authorize a reduction in the use fee for the Westbrook parking lot from $1,000 per day to $750 per day during events planned by Dave Amen over approximately 8 to 10 days in August and on Labor Day. Would someone like to make that motion? Supervisor Conover, seconded by,
I'll second.
all right, Supervisor Stroud. Any discussion on that one? All right, call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. We'll move on to Parks, Recreation, and Railroad. Request to amend the county budget in the amount of $3,600 to reflect the receipt of funds donated by the Daniel Lewis Trust for Up Yonder Farms. Would someone like to make that motion? Supervisor Conover, seconded by
Kramer, with thanks.
Supervisor Bramer. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. G, request to amend the county budget in the amount of $9,589 to reflect the receipt of additional revenues received from Revolution Rail Company Adirondack LLC. Someone like to bring that motion for Supervisor Conover, seconded by
Kramer.
Supervisor Stroud. All right, any discussion? All right, all those in,
Comment.
yes?
Thank you. I just want to say Rev Rail has been doing an awesome job. They're really bringing a lot of activity to downtown North Creek with
Well,
the
that-
station there. It's awesome.
That's great. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. We'll move on to request items to be discussed by the county administrator. A, journal reports of transfers approved by the county administrator staff during the month of June 2020. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Moore on those transfers? Guess not. We're good on that. We don't need to make a motion on that, right, Amanda?
No, you don't.
All right, thank you. All right, B, on behalf of the Board of Elections, request to amend the county budget in the amount of $79,297.03 to reflect the receipt of cybersecurity remediation and mitigation grant funding.
Garrity will make the motion.
Okay, second to the vote, motion Supervisor Conover. Any discussion on the resolution? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. All right, C, on behalf of the Board of Elections, request for a new contract with Needham Risk Management Resource Group, LLC, in the amount of $3,500 to produce a computer-based training video for training of elections inspectors and ratifying the actions of the chairman and executing said contract prior to the August 21st board meeting. Would someone like to bring that resolution to the floor? Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. I don't see much of anybody else, so I guess that's why I keep going back to those two people. All right.
A bunch of us in the boardroom too, Edna.
Okay, but see, I don't see that, so it's hard to tell that you're out there, but thank you. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. All right, request items to be discussed by the county administrator. Oh, okay. Ryan, I guess I'm taking over your job. I didn't mean to. Is it okay?
Okay with me.
Okay, on behalf of the.
Anybody want it, just step up to the plate, anybody that wants it.
Yeah, I'm sure. On behalf of the information technology department, request to authorize an appropriation in the amount of $1,000 from the computer reserve to the planning budget. Someone like to make that motion? Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of that resolution?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. On behalf of the Lake Champlain, Lake George Regional Planning Board, request for a resolution approving 2021 budget and salary schedule. Someone like to make that motion? Mhm.
I believe the budget's flat, correct?
Pardon me? Yes, yes, it did.
I'll make the motion.
All right, a second to that motion? Supervisor Conover. Any discussion on that?
Chairwoman.
Discussion.
Supervisor Beatty.
Yeah, I'm probably going to vote no on this. We've got over a $50,000 new position for an economic growth individual on this, from my understanding. And I know there was a lot of questions from Warren County's or Washington County supervisors, and I'm not, and I don't want to see so many duplications of positions and money being spent from the county. So I'm going to vote no on this for right now, and until I understand it further, and in conversations again with Washington County supervisors, they're uneasy with it too. Some of them are. So that's my comment. Thanks, Madam
All
Chairman.
right, thank you, Mr. Beatty. Anyone else have any discussion on that?
Chairwoman, this is Claudia.
Uh-huh.
Is there anyone on from the planning board to present their budget?
Yes, Beth is here.
Who is here? Oh, Beth. Okay, here's Beth. She can, Beth, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Sure. So in response to the Economic Development Coordinator position, that's a position that was approved in our 2020 budget. We hired in February of 2021. We have someone now who has come to us from Glens Falls National Bank. Her position is running advertising and managing the day-to-day of our revolving loan funds. We have been notified by the EDA that we should be receiving additional loan funds due to funding through the CARES Act for COVID recovery that she'll be taking care of as well. We've also ramped up the amount of federal grant funding that we've been going for because we have that position. So that is what she's been doing.
Doug, do you have any other questions on that?
Again, my concern is we've got a lot of overlapping of positions here in different agencies, all these alphabet soup agencies, and I think we're wasting money. And nothing against Beth, but it was my understanding that we didn't even have an economic development coordinator 2 years ago. Is that correct, Beth? Or
Correct.
okay. So
Yeah.
again, we're in a very precarious time, and I'm not for adding positions and funding positions, especially when we have a number of agencies already helping on economic development. So I'm just not comfortable with, paying
All right,
60 grand with benefits. So it's going to be about an $85,000 position. So.
all right.
Is it the existing-
Supervisor Leggett?
Thank you. In the budget, I do not see any economic cost to the change from last year to this year's budget for the counties. Is that correct, Beth?
That's correct. All of the county, what we've requested from the county is flat at $12,954.
Thank you.
Beth,
All right.
did you see this is an existing position?
Mr. Moore?
I'm sorry. I just
No, go.
Beth, did you say this is an existing position?
Yes, we hired it in February.
So to
Right.
get rid of this position, you're laying somebody off.
Yes, if we were to eliminate the position, it would be laying someone, a full-time person off.
Okay, Supervisor Wild.
Madam Chair, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I know I'm not on this committee, but economic development is clearly dear to my heart. And what Beth's organization does is a little different from some of the other organizations. And I totally support this. We need all hands on deck to help with this recovery, especially if there's more money coming in from the feds in terms of COVID response. So Doug, I'm not sure what you're asking for other than a full detailed analysis of what's going on with the different product development agencies. Good luck with that. We're going to be trying to go through with that ourselves, but at this time, I totally support this. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wild. Any other supervisor like to speak? All right, Supervisor Beatty, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm doing, Mr. Wild, is trying to make sure that we're getting our bang for our buck, and nothing against Beth. This is a new position since February, so it's really, it's not an existing position other than 4 or 5 months or maybe even a year. But we have so many agencies with same type of individuals and positions, and we overlap, and one agency doesn't know what the other agency is doing. There's got to be some reckoning. And if we were in great times, hey, fine. But we're in a very financial crunch. And so I can tell you that this Lake George, Lake Champlain Regional Planning Board has had numerous problems, and of which I spent 10 hours analyzing all the loans that were very questionable, almost borderline fraudulent, not following the procedures. So I know you don't have that background, Mr. Wild, on this particular issue, but I do. So I'm going to have to vote no on it. Thank you.
Supervisor Stroh, I saw your hand.
Yes, I just want to mention that this position is going to create incoming flow, and it is a position that will help distribute economic development, and it's a position that will coordinate with other economic agencies to assure economic development. So I'm on the board, for full disclosure, but this is a win-win-win. And so you're always talking about the efficiency of our various quasi-government boards. You couldn't find a board probably more efficient than the way this board is currently being run, thanks to Beth. So I support this.
All right, any other discussion? Supervisor Wild?
Madam Chair, thank you for giving me an opportunity to respond. I do believe that there were problems with some of the procedures and processes at this board. That was addressed, if I'm not mistaken, last year by a number of people from this board and from Washington County Board to restructure what was happening. And I just have to say that we just need to move forward and make this happen. So thank you again.
I agree. I believe they've made a lot of progress in the last 2 years, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen. There were issues before, but they certainly have dealt with all of those. So if there's no, excuse me, Beth.
It's Claudia. I have a question for Beth.
All right, go ahead, Claudia.
Thanks. Just quickly, I am concerned about our expenses going up for 2021, but it looks like to me their overall expenses are actually going down from this year's amended budget to 2021, right? Am I reading that correctly?
Yes, and that's because of the expiration of some grants. But yes, the budget is going down from 2020 to 2021.
Okay, and the contribution from Morgan County itself is staying flat. So I'm going to support this. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bramer. All right, I think we've kind of discussed it enough for now, so I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor of the request for the resolution approving the budget and salary schedule, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are we good out there, Amanda, with people
Opposed.
voting in support? All right, those opposed?
Opposed.
Mr. Beatty? All right,
One opposed.
okay, so I guess then that stands as being approved, right?
That's
All right,
correct.
thank you very much. All right, there are no personnel and administrative committee agenda items to approve this month. There are no pending items. At this time, it's privilege of the floor or public comment, or if the committee member has anything they'd like to bring forward, this is the time to do it.
Chairwoman,
Yes, Ms. Bramer.
we need to approve that item about employees being paid who were not working during the COVID response.
Well, it wasn't on this agenda, so does it just go forward to the full committee or full board?
Yes, that's correct. It wasn't put on the finance because the money is already in budgets,
Right,
just to get the approval for the treasurer's office to allow them to pay. So it was just a personnel item.
Okay, my apologies. I thought it was because
Nope.
it was money,
All
but
right.
the money's already there. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
thank you. Anyone else? Supervisor Beatty?
Thank you. I wanted to make a comment, seeing that I couldn't get in on the last meeting. Chairman Simpson didn't see me waving my hand. I still didn't get an answer from Personnel Director Jackie, actually, for Ms. Bramer's question, which is if there's a secret file on personnel and no one's supposed to see it, or is the chairman allowed to see it, or other supervisors allowed to see them? And I'm still confused. There's been no clear direction, no clear answer. So I'm going to be bringing it up again until I get some clarity on this. But at one point, somebody said nobody can see it, and then another point is that chairman of the board brings up in an open discussion at a board meeting. So this is confusing to me. So I just want to make that point, seeing that I got cut off in the last meeting. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see if we can come up with something then by next month. How's that? All right, Mr. Lehman, do you have anything for us?
Chairwoman Fraser, we do not have any comments on YouTube.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Stroud. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you, Ron.
Okay, and now you stay safe.
I will, you too.